What is up, guys and girls? Hurricane Liz here, and in this video I show you a recap of not only what I've done on my FBA Wholesale store, but also what the current sales at and what the plans are for the future. So I'm super fired up to show you this. I hope you're fired up. Let's go and do this. All right, people, so let's talk about where we're at. Just a quick recap. It's going to take like 20 seconds or so. First and foremost, we opened up the brand store, and this is an FBA Wholesale automation store, which my team is doing for me, and it's completely automated. So what that basically means is all I have to do, really, because I built the entire system, is make sure that I pay my credit card. That's it. And pay any POs or purchase orders that they send over to me. So I've opened up the Amazon store because it's brand spanking new. Remember, we wanted to do it brand new so that new people can see there is still plenty of opportunity on Amazon. And I don't want to hear all these whines and, oh, Liz, I have a brand new account and I just can't do it because you have an old account. That's a bunch of bullshit, okay? Anyone can do this. I opened it up brand spanking new. In fact, I might even have more challenges than you because of the fact that I had to open another Amazon account. And I didn't ask for Amazon's permission, people. I did not ask for their permission. So this is generally against their terms of service. So you might be asking yourself, like, is it really that difficult? No, because like I said, I didn't ask for their permission. I did it against their permission. So I opened up the store. I got a certain category ungated, which is grocery. And then I proceeded to place the first sets of orders and all that. And again, since it is wholesale, we have gone out and started to acquire suppliers and look for brand new suppliers. I didn't use any previous suppliers that I've used in my other stores because my other stores are with other people. So there can come a few challenges. Now, I will discuss the challenges at the end of this video, but first, let's just go ahead and jump into the back end. I'm using Inventory Lab to show you this. The primary reason that I'm using Inventory Lab is because not only can we look at all the sales, we can also look at several different reports. So some of these reports we can use at the end of the year to do our taxes. We've got what's called an income statement, which is nothing more than a profit and loss. They're the same things. And that's going to show me all my expenses, particularly expenses with Amazon. Now, I've not commingled this with other expenses that it might be brought into the occasion. Like we have things like if we drive our car anywhere for that, the mileage on the car and things like that. If we use office supplies, none of those things are brought into this picture with Inventory Lab. Inventory Lab pretty much just is a piece of software that you use to manage the inventory as well as the Amazon costs, the costs of the sale in general, all that Amazon charges us, any costs incurred from that. And the only way that it can gather how much the inventory costs and be able to calculate all that is by you entering it as you enter it into a shipping plan. And a shipping plan is pretty much what Amazon uses when you send a shipment into them. So when I prepare all this stuff, when it gets to me or it gets to the warehouse and I prepare all of it, I create, or the warehouse creates, a shipping plan, which then gets sent into Amazon. So these are the products that we have. As you can see, my last sale was June 8th, which you can say, is that concerning, Liz? Well, not really, because this is a brand new account. So we started on the 24th, and since then we've had a sale almost every day. There's been a couple days that we've had multiple sales, and then we haven't had a sale in about 4 days. Like I said, that's not really overly concerning. The reason that can just happen is because, as I said before, we don't have a huge variety of products right now because we had one goal in place when we started this particular phase of the store, and that goal is to make sure we get to the point where Amazon allows us to send more than what it usually lets us send in. And when you first start off with one of these brand new stores, what they usually let you send in is 1,000 units. So on this store, the maximum amount that we could send in is 1,000 units. Now, does that mean we want to send all 1,000 and see what the hell happens with the store and let's just blow shit up? No, that's not the case. We want to go slowly. We want to go very calculated. We don't really want to send in that much. So in this particular case, I think we sent in about 200 units just to see what happened. But very quickly, I will say this much. After we started to get some of these sales, Amazon has already made us surpass the goal, our first milestone, which is they've already upped the amount of inventory we can send in. We can now send in 3,000 units. So what does that mean? That basically means it's time to place another order. It's time to get more product in and send it into Amazon and see what happens. Now, One of the reasons why we haven't sold too much is, again, since it's so brand new, we have no seller ratings, we have really no history with Amazon, and they're gonna gauge it little by little. As they start to see that this stuff gets fulfilled and there's not any complaints, people are happy, they will start to allow us to get more in, and we might rotate in on the buy box more. And what that basically means is I showed you in a previous video how we are rotating with other people to share that buy box. So right now, if there's 10 people selling the exact same item as us, mostly every single person that's ahead of us has a little bit more buy box preferential than we do. So we might not get the rotation of the buy box, and that means that we just won't get as many sales. But it's a waiting game, and at this point in time, it's just a matter of continuing to gradually send in a quality amount of products that we know people are going to be happy with. And the best way to do that, if you still have not found a wholesaler, because I get these messages and emails all the time. They're like, Liz, I can't get a company to work with me. They said they either have too many Amazon sellers and we're just downright frustrating. Well, there's a couple things that you can do in this instance. For starters, you can just chill, relax, and realize that this is a long-term game. You're brand new. Just because you're brand new doesn't mean everybody and their mother on the planet is going to want to work with you. So what you're going to want to do is realize that having this store is not only a privilege, but it's also an asset. So you might as well put that asset to work for you. And what do I mean by that? There are other different ways that you can get products on your account in the meantime until you can get an account with a wholesaler. And a lot of those include either, if you're in another country, online arbitrage. You can either hire someone or you can seek out someone to do online arbitrage for your account and then just use a prep center in between. This will work, and this will also get age on the account. In that whole meantime, you're still continuing forward with your plan, and you're still trying to find wholesalers that are willing to work with you. So that's number one. Number two, you can also still have somebody help you get products to get into the store. And the way you do this is through retail arbitrage. So it's the same thing. You do the retail arbitrage or you do the online arbitrage yourself. So it basically means you're still selling other people's products. You're just being very careful about making sure that those products will allow you to do so. And what I mean by that is that there are a lot of brands that have restrictions as to whether or not you can sell their product on Amazon. So what I do recommend is that you make sure you go out there on the internet, you either search it. A lot of times on the Amazon seller app, it will tell you that you can't sell them, but you make sure you find a brand list that some people have compiled and they put together and they said you cannot sell these brands. People have already done the legwork, they've already been suspended, they've already reported it to certain others, and some people out there have compiled lists of brands that you cannot sell on Amazon. And then the last few things that I wanted to say before we kind of look at some of the profit margins on these, because that's another concern. People are always concerned with the profit margin is, let's just look at the profit margin because I already forgot. And let's face it, I've got the memory of a dog chasing a squirrel. So let's, or a squirrel on a calculator. Yeah, that's right, people. That's about how bright I am. So if I can manage these stores, if I can look over these stores, you can do it too. So right here we see, in general, our profit margin is anywhere between 15 all the way on up to 27%, and our ROI is anywhere between 31% and 95%. So a lot of good margins on these products. And again, I'm going to tell you this much, most of these are not from a wholesaler. That's because, again, instead of having the account sit there, I decided to let's start making a return. Let's make sure that the store is aging and we're hitting all our milestones instead of sitting around twiddling our thumbs and hoping a supplier drops from the heavens. That's not going to happen. So let's go ahead and get some sales. Let's go ahead and get some age, and let's go ahead and continue moving forward at getting more and more products on this store. Now, again, if you're either interested in starting a store like this for yourself and or you want some more advice on how to move forward to getting an automated store, then my email is below if you want to find out more about that. Hopefully on the next video, I remember what I was about to tell you at the end of it, but hope you enjoyed this. I will definitely keep you guys up to date with how I'm doing on this store. Questions and comments below. I always personally answer them. So I will see you guys next time.